The video I'm talking about is a much more spine-curdling one. You see, guys, there was another video recording in that room on the day. And that video shows them breaking the legs of Lizard. It shows them battering him in the knees and breaking his shin bones.
People, we are hearing some stories here from the Advisor channel. This story is not a good-looking sounding story. If you want the world boss to be free, this is not. If this is true, this is alleged right now. This is not. But when I heard this earlier, I just think, damn, every time I hear something more scarier and scarier and scarier, that's when I do a video. When if I hear good news, I don't do no video because you want to hear good news. But when you hear scary news, damn.
It shows them stamping in his ribs. And it showed them battering his head to the extent where his head opened up and all his gray matter flew out. Sorry, I have to say it. This is something that was handed to me.
This not sound good. This not sound good. When we hear it earlier, the same effect it give me when him say the gray matter come out and oh damn, man. If this is true what he's saying, this is ridiculously crazy.
On a thumb drive last night, it showed clearly the face of the individuals involved. As a matter of fact, one of them, his face was so full of blood from the battering of Lizard that we could hardly make out his face while he was there, the way the blood was flying on him. We saw them when they finished, and we saw when they were mopping up all the gore off the floor. We saw them when they're planning how to dispose of their clothes and
please, my dear people, excuse me, if you haven't seen or heard this video from the Advisor channel, please check his channel out. Secondly, do you think what he's saying is the truth? Because this sound as gruesome, the depiction, just the communication, the words that the Advisor is saying right now is making my stomach curl like I want to throw up. Earlier on when I was sitting right here listening to this video, I felt nauseous. Whew. Damn.
Here and how they're gonna burn it, and they're asking each other if they did bring new set of things for wear, etc. Now, this is one of the most chilling videos ever seen.
Wow.
And guess what? The prosecution just got hold of it. It was sent to
the prosecution. The prosecution has just got hold of this video. Did the prosecution have this video a long time? The first video, where did they get that when they was in the house with the pickaxe stick? Where did the prosecution get that video? What was it on the same phone? Was it on a different phone? What transpired? What don't we know?
To me, but not to post. And somebody said, listen, this cannot be human beings treating other human beings this way. But believe me, it certainly was.
Sound crazy.
Now, I am going to be showing this video to my people. But of course, I cannot show this video until after the trial is over. I don't sure how long that's going to be. But here is what. We're supposed to hear whether he's going to be retried sometime in this month. Maybe in another few days we'll be here. And if we do hear that and there is no retrial and he's being released, I will be sending out this video upon request.
I don't want to see that video.
Individuals who request it. Because, as you know, it will never be able to go out on YouTube because we can't quite understand that. But, of course, I'll be sending it out to individuals because by then they would have been released and would not be able to be found guilty again. I think double jeopardy or whatever. So, releasing at that time wouldn't really matter. So, all I'm saying to you guys is stand by and watch this space. But believe me, I know everybody's stomach can take this. Because when me tell you, say, when the pickaxe stick reach in a one-sided man face, one side of the man jaw actually lift off and go to the left side of the jaw, lift off, go to, over to the right.
Yeah.
His lower jawbone, like him chin.
People, when I believe this video exists for real,
Slip.
comment and tell me if you don't really believe that this video exists for real.
On go with so.
Him can't make up this a story and we have to fret. We see one video where they have some pickaxe sticks, so more than likely where mine is geared to believe that Lord. More than likely our mind is geared to believe that there is a next video, because there was a video of them talking about doing it, and now there allegedly is a video of Lord, please don't.
But what we have to ask ourselves, is how did men, human beings, reach to this level of extreme depravity? And another thing we might ask is, why would men do these things and actually film it? Now, guys, there are two very important questions we need to address here. And the first question is, why would any seemingly human being think to this level of depravity?
Couldn't think
and the second question is, why would they record it? Now, let's take the second question first.
Whoa, yeah.
We notice over the years, from time to time, you see a little dibby gunman wannabe. Sometimes I know even see him gun, but him get it for lock off, for the done, or man way better than him, and him take it and him madly and he take photograph and send to him friend. And if him look a girl, him send it to she, and so on and so forth.
And morally.
Guys, you see, it's a double-edged sword. Gunman in the ghetto get ratings. That's the first thing. But how people going to rate you when you have a gun if nobody knows you have a gun?
Oh.
How you going to get ratings from people as a whole murderer if nobody knows you murder anybody?
Oh.
Therefore, even though you know you risk being picked up by the police, it is something you have to do.
Okay.
Because once you want the ratings,
and
you want to get the recognition
like
from other gunmen in the area, or you want to impress some little girl where you want some movies from.
Yes.
You're going to have to show the gun to everybody. So everybody's going to eventually know that you are a gunman. And if
what he's saying is very clear. You have to do the work to get the ratings. Simple and plain.
You do certain kind of robbery or kill certain type of people, you're going to also let everybody know.
Quite so.
Well, you don't want everybody to know, but at the same time, you want certain people to know. And those are the people who you want to get your ratings from. Because the question is, and this is a philosophical one, if a tree falls in a forest and there is no one there to hear it, did it make a sound?
I'm confused
I
about
don't want
that
to
question.
get deep into this philosophical question here, but my solid answer to that question is no, it did not make a sound. However, you get my point in regards to this argument.
Continue.
In regards to these gunmen beating up themselves. Therefore, taking your pictures and the videos of yourself with a gun is a necessary evil.
Yes.
So I hope some of you understanding now.
Yes, you have to be it yourself.
There is actually a method to the madness.
Quite so, brother advisor.
Now on to the second question.
The first one.
Why do human beings think to such a low level of depravity? And what I mean by that is, how could cartoon entice so many men to take one of their comrades, somebody that they eat and drink with, somebody that is part of the group, and they turn around and butcher one of their own?
Because there is rules in the game. Rules in the game.
I'll tell you why. You have to understand, first of all, that you see, there are some men who are weak.
I'm just breaking the news. I heard it, so I'm making you hear it.
Needs the approval of others in order to feel accepted, in order for them to even accept their own selves. They cannot stand alone. If they are outside of a group of other men, they feel as if they do not even exist.
Yeah.
It's about what the group does. And they want to fit in. In order for them to even exist, they have to fit in with that group.
Youth and youth.
And most of these pathetic men find somebody to rule over them because they need to see.
You don't know, say, I garrison me G, you can't to stop certain things from going. You have to go move out youth and youth if you want to avoid the garrison.
That this is the only means of getting it, by becoming part of a group and being respected within that group. You see, men like these were never hugged by their mothers, or even hugged by any aunts or any guardian. Now, when they go into these weak men go into a camp, like for example, in this case, the Gaza camp, and they look up on this evil beast named Vybz cartoon, to gain legitimacy as part of the group is one thing, but to gain the approval of the chief piece of dog droppings,
Jesus Christ.
now that is called acceptance. Even though this piece, big load of dog droppings, will send you to beat the other follow line that he have around him, and then send these other minions to beat you whenever he feels like, every one of you those pathetic men, take him as king and take his words as law. Because people like these feel that if they leave this group, them are nobody.
True.
They stay within the group, even though the head member of the group exploit them.
Is there any way to fix that?
And then set them against each other. They continue to serve him. This is a case of...
The advice are very lyrical, you know.
Clear case of Stockholm syndrome.
Quite so.
You have somebody who punishes you and punishes everybody around you and set each of you to punish each other. Yet you hug him up and genuinely love him and try to get his approval at all times. Now, when the cartoon call them and tell them, say, come, make we deal with lizard.
Chano Star. You might explain one part why lizard did have to go to, and I think I feel that the limited knowledge me about the logic sound great. Because I'm not knowledge about bad man world, you know. I just want to listen to my Kingston friend them say all the time about badness. Yeah, I don't know nothing about badness.
But before we go into that, you have to understand, you know. You see, in the bad man world, there is an unwritten law that it never compromised. If you make a gun go missing, punishment is death.
Just in the comment area, anybody who have knowledge to that, is that true or is that lie? Is that a true statement? Say, as long as you repeat it a little bit.
The cartoon call them and tell them, say, come, make we deal with lizard.
Wait, they gone too far.
And go missing, punishment is death.
Let me see.
If you can't pay for it. And if you run away, it's the death of your family.
Just in the comment area, people, is that also true?
But let me get back to that in a moment.
Okay.
When these men were chambaing up Clive Williams' body, each of them knew that the chief malevolent demon was looking on and was recording it. And each of them needed his approval. And the way to get his approval was to see who can chamber up the body the worst. They were competing against each other to see who could be more merciless, who would be more bloodthirsty. And each of them at that time were like a pack of dogs, a pack of hyenas. They descended upon Clive Williams and using him as their ticket into the heart of this beast. This piece of dog manure they called Vybz Kartel.
Channel star.
So now,
That
and
means
you
they
know,
have
some
the
of the
video
most
of that.
intelligent
Oh,
ones
Lord.
among you are going to ask, but Kartel is a fairly intelligent individual. Why would he make any recording that will incriminate him, especially on a matter as disgusting as this? And there's an explanation for that. And I'm going to put on my psychology cap again.
Do it.
First of all, him consider himself as the world boss.
Okay.
And as the world boss, he is above the law.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, he's not just above the law, he is the law.
Okay.
He can summon man for come for trial, and him can decide life and death of any one of his minions, and
Right
they
now.
gladly would grab each other
So
and
bad
suck
man not
each
to
other's
say
blood.
every
But
bad
him-
man get catch after a
he
while.
didn't feel that he had any chance of being caught or of the video getting out. That's the first thing. Secondly, with the level of passion he has for murder, this is a video that he wanted to plug into his television time and time over the next few years and entertain himself by cocking up his foot, drink Hennessy, and watch the man being killed.
Again and again.
This was something that he had to do.
Like when men and girl do it
And
on a
then
video.
he would want when some of his most favored guests are people who he really want to impress or intimidate
Well,
for
that's
that matter,
yes,
which
yes.
is more than likely.
Yes,
But
that's
call them in a private mood
That's unreal.
and him play the video, make them see it. So he
Don't
is
mess
no
with me or
different
this
in
will happen
his
to you.
thinking from the little gunman wannabe who went take two snapshots of him with guns. I take one little video to send to one girl where him like trim one little pum pum. It's the same identical mindset. It's just that in one case it's done on a higher level.
This shouldn't happen.
We have an understanding of how the mind of these people works. But there is one somebody's mind that we need to get into.
Okay.
That is the mind of Clive Lizard William himself. He knew when he was heading up to Heavendale to that house, he knew that he could possibly have been killed. And he knew it. And he said that to the person in the car that drove him. So you may ask, so why did he go? I'll tell you why. Two things. First of all, he needed to keep his family safe.
Right, so. Right.
Because if him run with little nephews and so on, lives were at risk. So even though he knew what could possibly happen, he wasn't going to run away unless Kartel to take
Well, that was quite admirable of
to
you,
massacre
Lizard.
his family. That was one of the reasons why he went. And two, he was hoping that he could, by being summoned, when the cartoon summoned him, he feels that by responding to the summons, as this in the underworld is like a courthouse, you know. So he feels that when he responds to the summons, it would make him look like he have a level of loyalty. And by showing the level of loyalty, by turning up when the summons was issued, he felt that this would gain him some traction. And therefore, he would then ask for more time to pay or ask to find out if there was some way he could make some form of restitution. So that was why he went. But by then, the decision had already been made. And there were some minions around the cartoon who was only too happy to carry it out. Because this was their ticket into the heart of this monster. And these weak, pathetic men were prepared to sacrifice their comrades, their brothers in arms, so to speak, just for some acknowledgement from this monster. But guys, I tell you this, just watch this space, because if him go a road in the next few weeks and the case is considered closed, I will be sending out the video to people who ask for it by WhatsApp. So stand by. Let's watch over the next few days and see what goes. So guys, like, share, Leave a comment below, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video.
Yes, big up the advisor there on him channel. Subscribe to him channel because we subscribe since 1 year. And my sister, we subscribe today. But after 1 year, I watch him channel and sister be things that go on over there and him attacks on whole sitting brother boy. I tell them more time them man attacks on sitting, you know. They have to afraid, you know. That's why me encourage all youth to don't do badness, because if you can avoid it, you avoid it, because in the long run, it will catch up with you, and when it catch up with you, I tell you, it's not go pretty. Any man can go to jail, because jail no make for dog them say, so any man can go. But if you advertise your chances to go there, if you multiply your chances to go there, you might just reach quick. So up and strong. Subscribe to my channel. Shung Shang. Catch you for the next video, alright? Straight up.